It's about 8 minutes to the hour of 7 o'clock. Welcome back to the Now Morning Show, and it's time to get into a conversation with what I would like to say is probably, if more than likely, the original momager or mom manager, and of course, as Roca said before we went to the break, one of the best examples of management in Trinidad and Tobago. So this morning we have with us Elizabeth Montano, affectionately, of course, known as Lady, an educator, an academic, a mother, the list goes on, and now adding to that list, author with a brand new book that definitely is going to go down in our national history. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's wonderful to have you with us this morning, and definitely an amazing thing to talk about. So I think first of all, we just have to get straight into the genesis of the book itself. What was it like? I mean, I know you're the ultimate insider, and that, of course, is a part of the title, but what has it been like for you, the journey?
Well, first to begin, this book is an adaptation of my thesis.
Okay.
In 2018, I graduated in my MPhil, which is in cultural studies. And I thought that I wanted to share the information, but it was so academic, you know, and I wanted to get to the people on the ground, the fans, the lovers, the haters, everybody, you know, and I decided that I'm going to try to convert it into something more conversational. So during the pandemic, I did just that.
So if I'm not mistaken, I've seen, of course, in some of the articles that have been done, that you've always been somebody who's been interested in sharing and educating. So this really melded in perfectly with your lifespan, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Most definitely. I've been a teacher all my life.
Yeah.
So sharing knowledge has been my job.
100%. Now, let's talk about the choice for the cover. Viewers, I'm hoping that you will be able to see a sneak peek of it on your screen. There it is. The King of Soca, the ultimate insider, reveals how Machel Montano became one of the world's most popular soca artists. So let's talk about this choice.
Well, the picture is a classic. A lot of people use it, but when I chose the name of the book, the picture was already in my head.
Oh, wow.
Because that picture there is from 1984. It's the first time, well, Machel started in 1982, but it was the first time that he went international.
Yeah.
And that was at Madison Square Gardens, when these three icons lifted him up. And I thought it looked as though they were presenting him to the world, the future king.
Wow.
And I think we live to see this 40 years later.
Agreed, 100%. I mean, I think for all of us now, getting a bit emotional, just seeing that energy just come through. Yes, mine are as well. I'm like, why am I feeling a bit teary-eyed this morning? But it's amazing to see. So, of course, not just manager, but mother as well. What was it like writing this book as the ultimate insider? And how did you feel about it? And did you address perhaps any things that maybe people have been waiting to be addressed and cleared up?
Well, not what people were waiting, but what I was waiting on to clear up. Because I have always been somebody willing to share information. So I always feel that people should approach me.
Yes.
And I remember in 2018, I was invited to Cuba to a conference where Machel was the topic.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so I went, and they didn't tell me what they were going to do. But when I got there, it was basically like, I don't like to use the word bashing, but it was negative. And one presenter said, well, we're talking about, you know, Machel, who did a collaboration with Alison Hines on Faluma. I said, Faluma? Machel didn't do
No, he didn't. So I'm like, wait, what?
He didn't.
No.
And this is being presented to international people. I said nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and I listened because I do everything. And I said, you know, why didn't they ask me? Because I would give them the information. And that particular thing goes on.
Yeah.
You know, and I decided that I need to do this.
Yeah.
You know, and then there were also some other incidents where one example is, I don't know if you remember, when this law was coming in about whining on people and you will be persecuted, arrested. So if you know Machel, when he goes to sing a song, he always presents a little story or
Yes.
build up to the song. So he made a joke saying, well, you know, if they're going to arrest, the police will be running around whole day arresting everybody.
Exactly.
And they went to town on that.
Yeah.
And they were not even there at the function. You know, so these things I thought was necessary. Also where some people feel that when Marshall achieves something, it's Soca Mafia, it's Obia, it's everything else except natural ability. And I think that as the ultimate insider who has been there
Yes.
through thick and thin, I should tell that story.
Agreed.
I should also, I believe in inspiring people and motivating people and let them see that a little country boy, as Rokas was saying this morning, you could do it. And he had the support system, and we did. So in that book, you will hear everything. Some of the questions that the people want to know will also be answered. The great thing about it is when I did my thesis, I couldn't use pictures and newspaper articles, but I spent a lot of time creating a 40-year archive. So the book is very colorful. It's not the usual biography, but I think it is very beautiful.
So I love the fact that you mentioned that. So two things come out of that. So the first thing I want to ask you is, of course, Marshall is your son. So we all know him as a before, but obviously mother and son. Do you think he was perhaps concerned about some of the things that you would say in your book?
Not at all.
Beautiful.
Because I taught my children always to speak the truth and your truth.
Exactly.
You know, and we never had anything to hide. Our life is public. It's just that some people have their own perception, especially those who don't know him.
Yeah.
He's not perfect, you know, but he's a very serious person, you know.
Amen. And nobody's perfect. That's the whole
Nobody's
thing.
perfect. Like a part of the book says, like his song, I'm human.
Yes.
And we talk about a little part of his vulnerable, you know, life.
And that's something that I know many people are looking forward to being able to read about, but listeners, and viewers as well, sorry, don't worry, because we're going to be talking about how you can get the book in a short moment. I just wanted to go back to, you mentioned that the book is full of photos and of course archiving and so forth. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you did have an exhibition that took place with everything that really shows the journey of Marshall's career. So does that mean that you knew from perhaps 1984 that this day would come?
Well, being a teacher and Monty a teacher, plus we read a lot, we read about international stars.
Okay.
And we saw that they kept their memorabilia and that stuff. We also know that it's good for your heritage.
Yes.
Documentation is important, being educators and everything. So I decided I have down to Marshall report books. Of course, we have the great diaper. we have the Toro Matador costume. We have millions of trophies, etc. And this is kept, we have our own little museum.
It's wonderful, and it's fantastic, of course, that there are different ways that you can share it with the world as well, not just the nation, because, you know, no matter where you go, his name is synonymous with Soca. So some information about the book, because I know some people in particular right now are just waiting to hear, how can we get our hands on a copy of this book?
Well, you could pre-order.
Ah, okay.
Which is, I think Rokas did.
I did.
www.kingofsoca.com. And we have acquired the help of OnQ, a young company that is going to make sure that you get your copy. Then we are going to be in bookstores too. And hopefully, if they meet our criteria, we will go Amazon, etc., etc. You know, but
that's wonderful.
The main thing is really to get the information there. It is like a coffee table book, so it's a hardcover. It's pretty, so you know, it's really something.
This is perfect. And if I'm not mistaken, also you're going to be launching on Tuesday. Is that correct?
Yes.
So where can we get more information about the launch?
Well, we also have an Instagram page and the same King of Soca.
Okay.
So you'll find that. We will newspapers, radio, everything, but it is going to be shown. It's going to be streamed on Marshall's official YouTube, and we have support from your competition, but it's okay. But TTT offered also to give out the link, which is Marshall's official YouTube. And that's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, July 26th at 7:30 p.m.
Tuesday, July 26th
yeah,
at 7:30 p.m. next week, Tuesday. Do you have any closing words for Trinidad and Tobago this morning as you sit here just enjoying the moment?
Well, I would like people to observe and look at this 47-year-old man who is now celebrating 40 years in the business. He has been able to sustain a long career. And I think, again, as Ruckus was saying, he had that support system that is necessary. Some people will say they don't have blood parents, but you just have to look for somebody who has your back, you know.
It is so true.
And you don't give up, you persist. And I want to tell mothers, if you see a special interest in your child, support it.
Yeah, definitely. Ruckus, you have anything?
Go ahead, you go ahead.
Thank you so much for being with us this morning on the show. I'm definitely going to be pre-ordering Trinidad and Tobago. You better pre-order as well, because you know if it's one thing, it's going to sell out real quick. Trinidad and Tobago, Elizabeth Lady Montano, thank you so much for being with us on the show this morning. It's been a blessing.
Thank you for having me. And you know, TTT is the start, eh?
Exactly.
12 and under. Marshall was here before you were born and you were born. He was on 12 and under in 82 and 83.
You see, 82 and 83. I wasn't born yet either. And that just shows iconic completely. Full circle. Trinidad and Tobago, stay tuned. This is the Now Morning Show. There's a lot more coming up after the break.
From the